Don't you just hate when you got ugly friends, dude?
Can't relate. Shallow.
So you have no ugly friends, not one.
I think you're my only friend. I mean, you might be a little unkempt and wild right now, but any amount of effort, and you're a good-looking dude.
Just accordingly.
Not true. That was a southern racist earthworm.
Full disclosure, no refund on non-cocksucking abilities.
Here's your jingle bell.
Alright, look. So where the big vibe we at? Sit back, relax, absorb these scenes. The show with most important things. And bust to bust, no matter what you must adjust accordingly.
All right, welcome to episode 7, I believe. I don't know. I'm losing count, which I think is a good thing. 6. Welcome to episode 6 of Adjust Accordingly. As always, I'm Danky here with my boy Vibe.
What up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Let's take a quick moment to thank our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by W Energy. W Energy is an all-natural, no-sugar energy drink that packs flavor and punch in a bunch. Their coffee fruit cherry extract is the star of the show. This ingredient is what makes W unique and helps to provide smooth and effective focus and energy, making it perfect for anyone who needs to conquer a task. As if smooth focus and energy isn't enough, W flavors are created with one goal in mind: to taste unlike any other beverage. They combined bold and unique flavors to craft an experience for your tongue with each sip. Danky?
Yeah, it's not 2018 anymore, and energy drinks need to evolve. W achieves its smooth, effective focus with a high-end tasting experience while using no sugar, no fillers, and no artificial color or dyes. It's called being better.
W Energy. Be better.
And Vibe, who we got with us today?
We have the one and only Rebel, my father, and our senior analyst for the NFL. Oh, yeah. So I do want to take a second just to say we're all in Cowboys gear today. So apart from our normal attire, because we would like, although y'all have seen the tribute episode with the picture and stuff, we are actually tributing this episode to Marshawn Kneeland by, this will be a heavy football episode.
Just throw it out there. If you're suffering with any mental health issues, please reach out to somebody. There are resources out there. You're not alone. I know it feels like it sometimes. Reach out. Keep reaching out. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. And, you know, another precedent of it all, and it's funny, so this is a good way to bring Rebel into the first conversation of what were we talking about on Monday? Just Monday, right before he died, about his touchdown. Like, what was I said?
Oh, yeah, it was one of the best experiences of his life at this point so far.
Yeah, and that he could hold on to it for the rest of his life.
Yep.
And it just feels a little too ironic in that sense, and that's sad. But,
yeah,
is, you know, another little precedence here is Rebel and I, that's part of, like, half of our relationship growing up was, you know, we were in front of the football screen and playing football, all that kind of stuff. So we look at the players more than just superstars on the field. Like, it's a really hard road to get there. And the man lost his mama. We're also got football in the background. So if anybody ever seems a little distracted, we're watching the Steelers and the Chargers.
Yeah.
So without further ado.
Shit, how was my week? I guess it was kind of basic, actually. If I don't remember it, nothing happened, right?
True.
I think I ran over a possum. Yeah, I ran over a possum with my e-bike.
Did it, like, fuck you up while you were riding?
Nope, just a fucking speed bump. Just boop.
Wow, that thing's nice.
Yeah, and it wasn't there on my way back, and I just went to the store. It wasn't even a 2-3 minute turnaround for me to get right back to where the hit happened, and it wasn't there, so it didn't even fuck up the possum.
At all. Nice.
At all.
So not only did you show how awesome your bike is in the power sense, but it also didn't hurt a harmless creature.
Yeah, possums are pretty cool. I'm glad it didn't get hurt. I'd have been all fucked up if I would have had to, like, search its little marsupial sack and it had babies, and it would have definitely made my night worse.
That was one of the first, like, life and death experiences I gave my son was a possum clearly had been ran over by a car and was, like, crawled over to the side of the road and just making that horrible high-pitched screeching noise that they do. And my son is like, he's in pain, how do we help him? And I said, well, you know, we can't really. And he said, but he's in pain. I said, so do you want to do what it takes to put him out of his pain? He said, yeah, he came along, and I said, all right, I'm going to finish him off, like, he's going to die now. And he said, yeah, as long as he won't hurt anymore. And I was like, wow, that's really good ways to look at life, you know, that's kind of how It has to be sometimes. He does talk about it from time to time, but that's in a way a good thing, you know. Introduce it young and let him have it before it traumatizes him forever.
Don't let their first experience with death being all of a sudden, Grandpa's never coming home. Grandma's never gonna be around again. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you're completely right. I completely disrespectfully, I barely introduced Rebel at all. That's all on me. You go ahead and do the rest of the introduction since I dropped the ball.
All right, so with our senior NFL correspondent over here, Rebel off screen, how's your week been, man?
This actually hasn't been too bad considering Cowboys nor the Longhorns lost this weekend, so that's a good thing.
Bye weeks, baby. No, bye week. Oh, the Texans did win today. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Texans won too. That's
And a crazy
positive.
And a crazy upset comeback from behind victory.
Outscored them 26-0 in the fourth quarter. Nuts.
I wish I actually hadn't missed that game. I'd have liked to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a damn good game. I'm glad that y'all got to see that crazy ending, though.
So we didn't technically. I mean, highlights of it.
Right, that trip sack, interception, pick six, like all in one play. All just
Yeah. So what? I wonder what they'll count it as. Either an interception or is it a strip sack? You think?
I didn't even say strip. I straight up said trip because he just grabbed his foot.
Yeah, but so like he was getting his arm hit, but the guy caught it anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they.
I think it'll be a sack interception.
Yeah.
I think he actually gets credit for both.
Well, his other guy caught it, but
yeah. So
both players, so the whole defense gets.
He'll get the sack. I actually didn't get to see it, but he'll get the sack with the forced turnover.
Yeah.
And then his guy will get the.
Yeah. What else you got going on this week?
Normal stuff. Just kicking back, like I said. It was kind of nice because the Cowboys and Longhorns don't have to worry about them losing this weekend. Smoking a cigar and talking to y'all.
Oh yeah.
Do you want one?
You know what? I don't usually, but I will today. It seems like a good time. The Cowboys didn't lose. That's always a good time.
Neither did the Longhorns. So, hey, that's 2 wins. And like you said, Texans won.
Yeah, Texans won. And, we'll dedicate this one to Marshawn. And too bad I never got to meet you, man. Actually.
I just got to point it out. All right, I've got the Cowboys drip on. I'm a big, long-time fan of the Cowboys. But when you start counting your bye weeks as wins, your team's kind of.
I'll take what I can get when I can get it.
I saw something today on the internet. It said it was like a meme or whatever that said Cowboys have an 8.4% chance to make the playoffs, and it was Dumb and Dumber's Jim Carrey going, "You mean there's a chance?"
So you're saying there's a chance. Speaking of him, I saw a fucking video that says that specific character is actually a dangerous psychopath.
Wait, who?
It said the Jim Carrey's Dumb or Dumber, whichever one.
Yeah. So that's his second movie.
Because he doesn't actually do anything dumb in the movie. It's goofy, it's silly, but it's not quite dumb. And he's very manipulative throughout the movie.
Oh, yeah, and his buddy is actually dumb, and so he's just manipulating him the whole time. That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I've never seen that. I know what your movie you're talking about, but I'm pretty
Dumb and
sure I've
Dumber.
never seen that.
Yeah, it's not really. That wouldn't be up Rebel's alley of movies right there.
What kind of comedy is he into?
Comedies? I wouldn't say he watches very many comedies. He likes.
I love Tim Allen. I mean, I know that's old school, but I love a lot of all the Tim, like the shows he's got going now.
Touchdown LA.
I'm not slapstick style much. I love. I can't remember his name. Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah, Chris Farley.
Yeah, Chris Farley.
But it's funny, like, so Chris Farley style acting though in comedy is not something you usually gravitate to, but that was just what Chris Farley did.
And well, John Candy, same kind of thing.
Yeah, John Candy. You like Jim Carrey though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as much as either of the other two. You just think
He's a little too like was it Pet Detective or whatever, that kind of stuff. I'm not.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, Ace Ventura.
It is a little over the top.
I'm not too much into the slappy stick type stuff. I'm more into the.
I probably also didn't like it until I started smoking pot, so you know what I mean.
Oh man, he became an absolute favorite. Like I grew up watching him, enjoyed him, but once I started smoking, he was top fucking tier.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the theatrical
Chris Farley
arts
never fell off to me either. Chris Farley was, till the day he passed, he was a goat.
Like Liar Liar. I like that one.
Oh, that's a really good one. Well, it's overacting still to an extent. Yeah. Well, and it's a little bit overacting still because Jim Carrey doesn't ever not. But it's tamed back for that role, and it would obviously anybody would be acting a little crazy in a situation like that, right?
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, it'd fuck my day up if I all of a sudden couldn't lie to my coworkers.
For real though.
Hey, maybe that's what I need.
Just oh shit.
Just a good dose of the truth serum.
That might actually
Well,
change
fine.
everybody in the workplace. Have you seen that
Well,
Shane
you know,
Gil? Yeah.
Because it was the
Shit.
son's birthday wish that did it to him.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I just got a wish on my next birthday when I blow out my candles that you could never lie.
Oh yeah, shit. Well, I don't lie very often.
And then that'll be my birthday gift to you so that at work you can kind of start telling people off.
I won't sugarcoat things.
Mhm.
I'll just
There you
flat
go.
out.
Just say it like it is.
When you have to sugarcoat it in such a way that they think that they're not a screw up,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you just ruined my whole next 2 hours with what you did, actually. But no, it's fine, bro. I got it. It's cool.
I always do it like a you owe me kind of deal without making too much of a big deal about it. Just be like, I got you, bro, but you owe me. You know what I mean? Because then it keeps the tension off, but then I'm going to call on a favor sooner or later whenever I need it, you know?
Remember
Yeah.
when I did this for you?
Yeah. Bro, I just helped you clean them cases up the other day that spilled all over. Like, I'm gonna need some help cleaning up some cases that somebody else spilled over one day.
Yes, sir.
Well, you don't have to do that as much because you're the boss.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
I feel like as knowing him with how he is, he's very much a pick up all the slack kind of boss.
You have absolutely no idea.
Instead of a force them to do their fucking job.
Well, the hard part about his industry, and we can get into industry and stuff because that's always a good. We go there a lot. So the cable industry, I've been in it, so I can say the hard part with that one is you have to manage yourself a lot as an employee. So the really micromanagement can only happen through statistics and percentages and stuff. It can't really happen through. I can't drive to everybody's job and install the cable for them. You know, and so it actually ends up making it to where you end up doing a lot of incentive style, get your numbers here, make sure there's no problems here, instead of being able to go, hey, you're not doing this right, you're not doing this right.
Yeah. You hit it more from a positive reinforcement, for lack of a better way of putting it.
This is pretty much all you can do.
Yeah, because it's not a do this or you're fired, usually.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. You can, but can't. Over an extended period of time, obviously, with bad numbers. But you can't just, there's a singular job that you do. Like if on the line, right? Because you work on the line. If on the line, if you did something specific, it could get you fired, right? Just like one individual thing. In a lot of ways, that's not. Yeah, in a lot of ways, that's not the thing in cable, except for like stealing and stuff. And then even then, a lot of times what they're going to do is make you pay for whatever it was, tell you that's your warning, and don't do it ever again, you know?
You get one.
Depending on who you are, yeah, for sure. We can edit that part out.
But it is, depending on who you are.
That's facts, though. Like, so there's been some people that have been caught stealing 100 times, and every time they're just like, okay, I give money back now.
Only the times they get caught.
Well, yeah, 100%. You can caught once.
Yeah, you know that they're getting away with it. If they're getting caught a couple times, they're getting
Yeah.
away with it multiple times.
That's the scary part about dipshit.
Yeah.
But that's the scary part about any type of caught predators in the workplace is that how many victims have been quiet.
What was that old saying is where there's smoke, there's fire?
Yeah.
If it's happened once, and then it's probably happened a lot more times, whether you like to admit it or not.
Yeah. Well, that makes me think of, so I don't think you've seen Ozark, right? Ozark,
No.
the show. You might actually really like it. So it is some cartel-y and all that stuff, but like it's a very real world, in my opinion, person that was just your average, quote-unquote, white criminal that because he was doing these embezzlement
White
kind of
criminal?
laundering shit.
You mean
Yeah.
white collar?
White collar criminal, yeah, white criminal. Like white crimes are way worse than, any other race crimes. Usually we're stealing millions from people, is all I'm saying.
Seriously? Yeah, white
But-
crime's pretty bad.
White crime's the worst kind. But anyways, so the fact that if you're doing this, that you're usually dealing with other than good people in general. So you get involved with the cartel, you get involved with whatever. So the cartel calls him and breaks the news to him that his wife's been cheating on him, this big dude. And he said, do I kill her or do I not kill her? And he said, well, I don't know, man. That's a really hard one to answer right now. And he says back to him, I had, what is it, like an older Hispanic lady, whatever, worked for me for many, many, many years. She held my children, something like to that extent. And then I found out that she had stolen $100. Did I fire her? But he goes, the white guy again, it's Jason Bateman, goes, and I think you like Jason Bateman. Everybody does. He's fucking phenomenal. But says, yes, you fire her because it's not the first time she stole. No, he says, yes, you fire her. And then he asks why. And he says, because it's not the first time she stole, it's the first time you caught her. And so he says, is that your answer? Saying, do you kill your wife for cheating? And he says, basically, like, yes, because the guy said, I will kill you too if I don't kill her because, like, it's a liability type deal. And he says, okay, basically. And then right then, the body of the guy that was cheating with falls from this huge skyscraper right on the ground, like, I don't know, I guess in front of him or something theatrical like that. So he had gained the loyalty is what the whole thing was. But that's the statement is
if they've done it.
Why, yeah, if they've done it once and why he filed his old abuelo or whatever the heck it was. Yeah. It's resounding too because it has Jason Bateman and a Hispanic man going in very intense conversation back and forth. And it's, very well dramatized.
But it's hard not to, I mean, you don't want to be that way, but it's hard not to be that way because you keep that in your mind that if it's happened, usually if you've caught it, if they've been working for in this discussion or whatever the case may be, it ain't the first time. You just happen, like you said, to catch them that time. But at the same time, you also want to be forgiving with it.
Yeah. Especially if you haven't caught them before, and it could, theoretically, could be, right? Because the first time I committed crimes, I was definitely caught. Both of the first times I did any crime at all, I was busted as hell right at the beginning. And that's crazy.
Didn't know how to do crime yet.
Yet.
I do not do crime. I am an upstanding citizen.
Was it upstanding or outstanding?
Yes.
I think it could be, yeah. This is probably both, right?
Here, you want a cigar too?
Here you go, buddy. You got a puff on it. So this is a pretty good low point to transition into, since you are our senior analyst, specifically cowboy professional. Let's talk about a little bit, since the episode that we have got this information in is already gone. How long have you been a Cowboys fan?
Well, according to my parents, while they were still alive, as long as I've been alive. My dad used to tell a story about, because he always worked very late, like if the Cowboys were playing on a Monday night, well, back then he didn't play Sunday nights or any of that.
Yeah.
But playing on Monday Night Football, he'd come home from work, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'd be asleep in front of the TV because the Cowboys had played earlier. They played the game, and as soon as the game was over, I'd turn off the TV and fall asleep right there. Pretty much most of my life.
So then that's a good start to that. And then I'd like to add a little part. So for me, on why part of the reason that football carried over is one of my fondest and first memories of like just, oh my God, football was the 2003, I believe, Rose Bowl. Ended at like 12:30, something crazy in the morning. I never got to stay up that late when I was young. I was in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Right? Yeah, at overtime with versus USC. Yeah, and we won, and my dad said, you know what, you ain't got to go to school tomorrow. It was like, yeah, football!
Yeah. Wish I'd realized that earlier.
I had a 7th grade history teacher that if the Cowboys won, there was no homework for the week.
Yeah. It used to be that way in a lot of... It's not like that as much anymore. I remember when the... what was it? The Yankees won the pennant back in whatever year the pennants were still a thing.
They still are. They're just not... People don't know about... Or they don't advertise them much because you still get the NL and the AL pennants. But, the Yankees were couldn't be beat. What was it, in the late 90s, early 2000s, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. And so basically what was done is there was like a mayoral decree that no schools went to school that day.
Yeah.
Partially for their safety, because it gets crazy in them big-ass cities when somebody wins.
Yeah, yes it does. When there seems it is a riot. And most times, if it's a Super Bowl or a World Series or Bro, I'm sure hockey championships be getting torn up too.
Yeah.
North.
Stupid.
Yeah, up north. I doubt down here. Like, even if the Stars won, I doubt anything's gonna get.
No, I meant more Canadian. Even though
No,
I
Canadians
didn't
don't
quite
do
mean
right.
that far north. No.
Canadians don't do that
Very
shit, bro.
Respectful people. It's such a myth. Canadians can be rude.
They're humans.
Oh yeah. But Philadelphia for sure. Could you imagine being a person in a Kansas City jersey after the Super Bowl?
You probably got beat up.
Especially if they would have lost. Oh my.
Oh man.
Oh my. Dude, I would fucking literally not even carry the jersey on me just in case. After we beat them in the thing, I'd be like, okay, I did enough. The jersey is now on the ground somewhere. No one's watching me take it off. I wouldn't wear a jersey to a Philadelphia game in Philadelphia unless it's a Philadelphia jersey.
I wonder if that's why they have the Super Bowl in neither of the.
Partially. Also partially to make it fair for the revenue that Super Bowls bring in, so it's delegated across all of the teams. Unless your stadium wasn't good enough, I guess, which I didn't know about. And so some of them, that's why they upgraded their stadium, is to bring in the revenues of the Super Bowls and stuff. I'd have to do a little more research on it because I just kind of read one article on it, but it makes sense to me. Tracks for how global economy things work, right? You're one of the biggest money maker and things that exist. You're gonna make.
I do got to throw this in on the Philadelphia. You know, their old stadium was the only stadium in all stadiums that actually had its own jail at the bottom because their fans got the ruckus. They actually had to put a jail in it.
Hell yeah.
I had to throw that in there.
I did I don't remember like knowing that off the top of my head, but I do remember that fact. Yeah, Philly is just the city of not brotherly love.
They're obnoxious.
College football video games. Is that NCAA?
Yeah, NCAA. So NCAA is the association that runs the broadcasting shit, right? Am I right?
Yeah, they are the ruling power of football.
Yeah, they're the NFL of college. So it's not just basketball or football or it's all of them. Pretty much. NCAA track, NCAA, or is it UIL track?
Well, UIL is the government
UIL
body. NCAA is
the media part.
Yeah, it's every.
Yeah. The UIL is basically like the
I saw
Decision
the,
can or
I saw
can't
the
do
safety.
yes. You saw the safety? Was it just like a
It was gonna be they knocked it out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. He fell on it and they got him.
I just saw the safety.
It was either gonna be a safety or a touchdown.
Yeah.
We just saw it right when you said that. What are the temps over there? Not much different, I'm sure, but I'm curious.
Right now we're probably sitting in the 50s, high 50s,
Oh,
maybe low 60s.
Shit, I'm gonna have to look, but I think we're in the 30s now.
Well, then I'm not looking forward to 2 weeks from now.
Sorry, we're in the low 40s. We're
Yeah.
supposed to hit into the 30s in about 2 hours.
So it is
It might be
early.
it might be this way this week then, huh?
Yeah.
Although, I'm going to look real quick just to make sure, but I think I heard that somewhere there's like for 2 days, and then all of a sudden we're back in summer weather again.
Well, no, that is.
Yep.
That means the front will probably still move towards him.
So on Tuesday we hit 70.
Yeah, that front's still gonna hit us on.
By Friday we're going to be in the low 80s.
Are y'all gonna freeze?
Preston,
Hopefully not.
we're supposed to get down to 29 here tonight.
That made me cold anyway.
Just saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did get a little cold. Maybe I shouldn't
How
let these
insulated is y'all?
drinks
how
be
insulated
cold.
is y'all's plumbing?
Not enough for a deep freeze again, but enough for a singular night of under 30 with dripped faucets and such. We'll be all right. Although I say that last year we kept thinking it was us and it was the main shit, not even in our property. Like the whole fucking block was out.
Y'all's whole
Yeah, we
county-
got it froze under the house,
Side
and
of
it
the
actually.
road, I mean.
Yeah, so there's a water tower that's on our road, and I'm guessing that some of the lines that go out of it. Well, I can't say it was the whole private road, but I can say it was everybody down right next to us and on the same line as we were on, because we only really talked to a couple people. It was cold though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's
Over
kinda
and no
cold
heat.
right now.
All right, are we
We
back?
probably-
You want to do your little flashcard?
Well, I mean, me leaving and coming back's a pretty flashy card.
All right. So hey, Rebel, I got an interesting NCAA little tidbit of knowledge that I don't know how interested. I know that you like college football, so here it goes.
He does. He
So
watches football.
for the next video game that they come out with, it will determine by popularity of colleges picked to be played. It will determine their budget for the following season
What do you mean?
Where did you hear that?
through different gaming sources and sites.
Interesting.
So
Not
can you?
fully- Okay, so I guess determine is a powerful word. It'll
That's why I wanted
like
that
influence
clarification.
and benefit. Like if
I can
if a
see
specific
that, actually.
college team gets played more and more and more, they get a bigger budget.
I can see that.
Bigger budget for specifically what? Just in general?
For the new UIL rules where you could pay players to, I'm guessing, pay players to move.
So
I'm
it's
guessing.
adding to their. So there is no salary cap?
As far as I know, no.
There's no salary cap in college. You're gonna start seeing people play college longer and longer.
Well, you're only eligible for so many years. And
4 years.
Redshirt 5, I think it is.
4 years of eligibility.
But, well, one of the things, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that we were talking about the other day was that okay, so I interviewed someone the other day. I'm not talking about where or what, but I interviewed someone the other day, and we got on to college football. He's he's a fan of a school that is not what everybody would say, well, one of the North Texas ones.
Yeah, North Texas.
One of his things, and so I started thinking about it a lot. He's probably right, because if you look, there are more schools fighting for
Playoff
berths and stuff like that than there ever had. Well, I won't say never, than there ever has before, because there's always a lot. Schools that you would never have thought of, because they have the money. They just didn't have, I'm not going to say the program, because they probably had good programs, but they didn't have, I'm going to use my school. I love UT, love the Longhorns. Longhorns have always been really solid, well, not always, but most of the time are really solid on the recruiting and stuff. So they can usually, Alabama, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, all of those have their ways to do that.
You've got your powerhouse schools.
LSU,
Yep, exactly. Well, what he brought up, and it really got me to thinking, and the more I'm watching college football this year, I'm going, he might be onto something. You're seeing schools. Okay, so the game I watched earlier, I don't even remember. I didn't even get to watch the whole game, but LSU was playing somebody. And it wasn't a school you normally put as one of those powerhouses like what you just said. LSU was not ranked. The other school was. And I was kind of going, maybe there's some truth in what he was saying.
And it'll probably help the schools in the long run.
Yes.
Is what I added to what he had said at that time, is because being able to have, so more people are likely to see the recognition, more people would be likely to do, like adding to what you said, play the video games, so they get a higher budget for players. They're able to recruit better players. It brings in the school better sponsors, gives the school better money, and in turn, that's the one thing I'll always disagree with the academic side of people saying, oh, whatever, football, whatever. Football is entertaining, and it brings a fuck ton of money in.
To the school.
Not just to the school, but to freaking everybody around the sport itself, except for the hardcore fans, which it just rips all of their money away. But
breaks my heart.
Yeah, it brings a fuck ton of money to the school, to the organization of any kind. So you can't, high schools even, you can't knock putting money into something that brings you money. That's how business works. You invest in your highest earning thing, right? So
Agreed. Well, and I'm going to take a little bit of a sidebar on that and that's where I've always had issues with people throwing a fit about athletics in their college or wherever. It's all about education. And don't get me wrong, it is all about education. However, these athletic departments bring in a lot of money to these schools so that they can do programs that they may not have been able to have the opportunity to do before.
Yeah.
And I'm all about education. Don't get me wrong. I really am. I can talk about athletics and all that other stuff and sports and all that. But I was always a great student, and I always kept that in mind, because being a football player is not going to make you your living unless you just happen to get in the NFL, and the percentages are way low.
not anymore necessarily, though, right?
Well, it's still, though, it's the education that can make your career. I agree with all of that. However, this downplaying athletics because, it's just dumbass football player. I guarantee you try to learn one of them playbooks. You're going to be, straight A students have trouble learning these playbooks if they had tried. It's not dumb athletes. It's athletes that are playing a game that they enjoy. They're getting an education out of it while they're doing it. And they're bringing money into their university to help other people get educations while they're doing it.
Yeah. Yes. And
That's my soapbox. Sorry.
well, it ties into a lot of what we. Yeah, that was good. That was very good. But that also ties into what a lot of our show is already about, like video games, animes, whatever. It brings a ton of people to video games that would likely never play video games prior to knowing about football, basketball, any of the sports having video games. So I know my first video games were pretty much that.
Yeah, my first video games were, I think my dad got me like a some kind of racing game as one of the very first. But I mean, prior to that, it was wrestling, which that's a sport. It's a sport.
It does require an extreme amount of athletic ability, and if it's sports entertainment, so is a lot of other things. So,
And going back to your question, I have to see it. I'm a very firm believer in. I don't believe anything. Well, I won't say anything, but I don't believe much until I see it. Especially with the industry I've been in forever. I could see positive and negative for it. I could see, so it'll be good. It'll be positive for the video game industry because now if you want your team to, you start selling everybody on picking your team. But I also could see it being advantageous to the organizations as well because now it can bring in more money. And like I go back to that same soapbox.
oh,
Yeah,
That's a nice run.
yeah.
its own ecosystem.
Run.
It's its own ecosystem. But yeah, so for those of you wondering, we just watched the Steelers hurdle. That will definitely be all across your highlight boards for the rest of the week.
That was nice.
Whoever that running back is. Oh yeah, by the way, none of us care about any of these teams. I know Aaron Rodgers plays for the Steelers now.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Yeah, I root-
Motherfucker.
That old guy. He's still not as old as Brady was, right? Fight on the
But
field.
he's still dang good. I've never been a Rodgers fan, but I can appreciate his talent.
I like Rodgers. I think that he's a knowledge quarterback. And he has his athletic abilities, don't get me wrong, obviously.
He just played for a team I didn't care about. That's
The Packers.
I'll admit it.
He's still salty. He's still salty from the 90s.
I'll admit it.
When Packers used to beat us in the fucking championship game.
Have y'all seen the Steelers version of the tush push?
Kind of lays sideways or whatever.
It wasn't pretty.
Rogers stands in the backfield, not taking the hike, not grabbing, not touching the ball.
Yep.
He just stands with his hands on his hips in the backfield and points forward.
And he doesn't even get behind to push. He just walks.
He just stands there.
I mean, I guess at that age, you probably,
Well, he's always been kind of that way, and I respect it with his talent and stuff. I mean,
I've seen him lay a block.
shit, he dated Danica Patrick. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Dude is a bad motherfucker. He also dated the girl from, what was it, Insurgent?
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence?
No, the one Divergent.
Oh, the blonde. I can't think of her.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
I got it.
Yeah,
Everybody remembers Jennifer Lawrence's name, though, right?
I wouldn't be surprised with anybody you said that Aaron Rodgers has dated because he wasn't a bad-looking dude. Like,
Wasn't.
He's
I mean,
older.
hey.
he's older now. I don't. There's a certain age, that
You have an
I
age
just
cutoff?
stop Finding people. Yeah, I'm sure as I get older, it'll be like, it'll.
You don't think you haven't seen a beautiful ebony queen in her older stages that you were like,
Hey,
wow,
black
black
don't
really
crack.
went crack. See, that's what I'm saying. Your age thing might be a little lenient.
Yeah, no, black don't crack. That's different, man. It's because they stay so lotion.
Also, kind of have to.
Yeah, otherwise they will crack.
His shirt's ripped as fuck. I don't know why they don't just rip that motherfucker off of him. He's looking at the screen going, yeah, haha, funny. You saw that.
How many
kinda cool,
times
man.
are they gonna tape this man's ankle, bro? It's almost all tape. Look at it.
It's not there yet.
It's coming.
Sidebar. I think it's definitely.
In the pin?
I think so. It hurts flappy.
We need to fucking get a heat lamp out there.
That's what I was thinking.
I think we need to do it tonight, though.
One of the things I do got to add to that is on the topic that you brought up is I am all for anything that brings more money into our educational systems, whether it be through athletics, whether it be through academic. I mean, ultimately it's about academics, but anything that brings more money into our educational systems.
Well, even if they're cheating some classes and stuff to be athletes, they still have to go to class somewhat.
And they still have to earn the credits, and
And they have to be with other educated people around them. At least being in that environment can likely give you some education. You know, they say surround yourself with people 10 times better than you, and you might get there someday.
And I'm going to go back to try and learn one of these playbooks. And I guarantee you,
Yeah.
it's not much easier, if it is at all, than learning physics, or to a certain extent.
Well, I think more like English or something. Like English lit or something.
Trig. Maybe, well, let's say trig. We'll kind of go somewhere in between. Trig's not.
Well, once you learn the concept of what they're called, right? So like everything is a hole in a spot. So a lot of
Yeah.
the call, you only listen for your spot and what the thing is. Now the quarterback.
Not as much nowadays. Nowadays they've got to be able to adapt the routes, and they've got to be able to. The quarterback still needs to know where they're going. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing. Well, I'm not going to say that athletes to brain surgeons.
Maybe
because
algebra
some of
1.
them are.
I'll give it algebra 1.
But
I wouldn't call
they're
it
not stupid like everybody says they are. And if they're bringing money into the academic,
That's the most important part.
It's still a positive.
Yeah, and they have to be learning too, and that's the main thing.
Yep.
There was an interview with a quarterback maybe a couple weeks ago, and one of the reporters asked about a play, and the quarterback shouted it out. He was like, "All right, are y'all ready? Run it back to me once I say it to y'all, okay? Because I only get to hear it one time, and I have to do it for my players. So y'all do it for me." And he read that shit off, man. It was 15 fucking words.
Yep.
All kinds of blues and ups and different states and numbers and.
Did you see the video of what goes on in a quarterback's mic before he snaps it on 4th and 1? Cam has the show 4th
I
and 1.
didn't see it.
So this guy was an ex-coach that said this is what the quarterback is probably hearing. And Cam said he added some things that were obviously for dramatization a little, but 100% that's accurate. That there are 25 seconds of mic allowed. So think about this on quick snaps, stuff like that. You have the coach in your ear all the way up to snap. And on non-quick snaps, you have the coach all the way up until the last 15 seconds.
Then you've got to repeat it all.
Yeah. And the people actually, no one from the NFL controls that part. I mean, technically they're obviously contracted by the NFL, but our buddy Jake, which is something he said off of the last episode off the podcast, was talking about that part of the entertainment thing that I told you, where not all plays are called for...
Yeah. Some are called for entertainment value.
Entertainment value specifically, which makes
we know
sense.
this double reverse, toss it back to the quarterback, everybody's running we know it's not going to work.
Yeah, but it's entertainment.
But
or
it's
like
entertainment.
forcing touchdowns to tight ends on tight end week.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Or, I don't know. So it's not to say that it's not real. They're really out there doing the plays, and if they make it or don't make it or whatever, these
They
players...
make it or don't make it.
I feel like the players are less involved than people think because there's too many players that would snitch too hard. Just too much.
Yeah.
I got that.
So, and I'm not saying that it's all rigged, because I don't think it's all rigged. I think it's too hard of a sport to rig all the way. But I do think that there are things that happen here and there, because it went to sports entertainment at one point. And the thing about that is it gives the league itself the right to cheat, but not the players. Unless the league contracts the players to cheat, which is crazy.
I do got to throw this in, though. What did I always, in coaching, what did I always coach on?
Beat the
no matter
refs.
what the circumstances
Beat
is.
the refs, beat the league,
It
beat
doesn't
everybody.
matter what's going on.
And it does happen.
It's still up to you to
It does
beat
happen.
it all. Yep.
And there's no way it doesn't happen, because you can see just like even dumb looks on coach and refs' faces. They're like, we're not getting our bonus this week. That team was just too goddamn good.
Outplay whatever else is happening, and it doesn't matter. If you win, you lose, doesn't matter. Outplay whatever else happens.
It's true. It's just hard on, I think, close games where close calls, they have the legal ability to call a direction because they want to and not because it's... So that's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to get a little deeper on that. So it's not that there's just constant... I don't think that there's just constant cheating all the time about everything. I think that whenever you get those calls... Entertainment, right? I think that whenever those calls that are really fucking close, the NFL goes, well, I'd really rather it be this. And I really, really genuinely think that happens. T.J. Hawkinson kind of almost hinted to that this past week on his catch, that his hand was under the ball and everything, but they called it incomplete. So I think there's a lot of that kind of thing. Now, not every single play and all that stuff, but
I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm gonna have to argue to the extent of if it's close enough, yes. But if it's the play I was thinking of that I was watching,
it was really.
It hit the ground. I mean,
Did it?
It was moving and it hit the ground.
Did
if
it?
It's the same play.
Was it TJ?
I think so, but I
Vikings?
can't say 100%.
But Vikings purple, was it purple and white?
But
Because I don't
can't
know.
remember.
I just heard his audio on it. All I heard was his audio on it, and he kind of insinuated, like, I don't even know what the fuck a catch is anymore. It's kind of just whatever. What do they say New York wants it to be?
Now, I'm going to say yes in the sense that if it is so close, but I could see if it's the same play I'm thinking of, the ball moved and it hit the ground, and that's the definition.
But what about this?
Now, yeah, I'd have to see the replay
He
again.
caught
It
it.
was long. I think so too, but I would have to see the replay based on the rules now. But I agree with you at the time, but I'd have to see it again to make sure.
2 feet down with possession, and it wasn't just 2 feet down. One of the feet was propelling himself forward on purpose, obviously, and then the other one was catching him from going out of bounds and him laying down.
I remember which play you're talking about.
And
that was the catch.
And then whenever he hits in the... So first of all, this man had the ball all the way through the goal plane,
Which is already a touchdown.
and then bounced out of his arm
I
when
know
he
what
hit
you're
the
talking
ground.
about. You're right.
What part of that isn't a touchdown? I don't understand. He maintained possession all the way to the ground, and then the ground caused the fumble or the incompletion, which can happen if he didn't maintain possession that far.
Point taken. There are plays throughout history. Well,
that's because Jerry Jones sold the Cowboys' soul for the 90s.
Hey, I lived through the 90s.
I did it! I need some wins!
You did, but...
I need some wins!
And the 90s were great. First time in a long time as a Cowboys fan, the 90s were great.
I know it's random, but I'd also like to call out, just again, shout out to Marshawn. It's just a crazy situation that happens, and men's mental health is not looked at enough, especially in America. We have like 60-something% of males in a certain range are likely to just not be around anymore because of their own brains. And which actually brings me to a point that I wasn't going to bring up with Rebel, but now it's interesting and it ties right here. It's a really good one. Have you guys heard about the Universe 25 experiments?
By that title, I can't say that.
Okay, the title is obviously what they gave it afterwards. So there's this guy. I have the full post, but I feel like being a little random is part of the story about it, right? Instead of doing it, there's this guy that did 25 experiments on creating a mouse utopia, and that they never had to worry about food, they never had to worry about water, and that every single case of it ended with not only, so the males became infertile, there was violence for a long time, and then the entire society died out. All 25 times. It's actually one of the most controversial studies of all time because they say it was so inhumane. And there's also huge sociological and psychological bases and biases that are now the precedents of what societal things are known about. And it's like goes down as this one of the single most beneficial for that style of psychology experiments in history. Also one of the most controversial.
Well, I'm gonna add to that because I used to study psychology. That was going to be my minor. I agree completely. And if you look at it, there were studies done on college students that I think high school or college. I'm pretty sure it was college. Best friends and stuff all signed up to do this thing, and they put them all in like a jail-like situation. So you had some friends that would be the jailers, and you had some friends that would be the jailees.
Oh yeah.
And the whole dynamics changed.
Weren't friends anymore.
Well, not only that, they were mistreating them. They were all sorts of stuff. And I'm not knocking the people that were in the study. It's kind of on the human nature side.
Human nature side, 100%.
Yeah. And then there was another one I remember studying in psychology was the one I cannot remember the psychologist. It's an old study. Of course, I'm freaking old. Excuse my French. It was, they took, a bunch of mice, and on one study, they shocked them when they did one particular thing, just whatever it was. Drink water or something.
That's a Pavlov's experiment.
Yeah, so they stopped drinking water. They took another set of mice, and they shocked them no matter what they did. It did not matter what they did, they shocked him. You know what those mice did? Laid down and gave up. So it kind of goes with all three of those, I think. But
Yeah. What do you think about that? Universal 25.
Okay, so a utopian society would just collapse is the premise, or is the basis, the findings of that?
So what they say that the experiment concluded was that the need to exist, like the need to accomplish things to exist,
A purpose
exactly, is what manifests productivity in general.
drives the society forward. Yeah.
In order to calcify, I always say that word, but if you wanted to push a society out of being able to do what they were supposed to do, the number one thing would be to provide enough assistance that they no longer had to worry.
Yeah.
Because, well, this is even goes to a Buddha thing, which if you're a Buddhist, you're dumb, because Buddha said, don't worship me, understand my belief systems.
I'm still looking at it.
He said, the one thing we all share, and that's the whole Buddhist, if you want to say belief, is the one thing we all share is struggle. And it's what brings us all together, is because that's where apathy, empathy, all of those things come from. So stop being so mean to that weirdo in the corner and just talk to him once or twice. I get they're annoying. I understand these things. But stop being mean to him. Because you're struggling just as much as they are, just in a different way. And he may end up being your boss someday, as Rebel adequately put out.
Yeah, especially them smart weirdos.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm cold. Anyway, so yeah, basically the whole thing is that if you take away the need to provide for yourself, to have a purpose, that it'll make you not do nothing right.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Well, everything is not every moral lesson at minimum, if not most life lessons. I think all of them personally in the Bible.
Yeah, a good majority of them, if you can read through the lines and not take words seriously for like, this is
no, you gotta take them serious, but not for what you're told.
To a burning bush.
Well, there's actually a chance in that, though. I do believe in that. Okay, bad topic. This is gonna get raunchy.
Well, I'm gonna go more on the translations. Was it a burning bush? Was it a fire? Was it? I mean, who? The point is, does it really matter?
Yes, exactly. It's about the moral compass of all of it. Yeah, 100%. Not just that, but it is a pathway to enlightenment, one direction or another. Whether you take all of it 100% serious, or you understand that everything has been translated at least twice, if not multiple times, and once by a literal garbage bag of a king. And we all know who we're talking about right now.
So, hold up. One of the ones that I love to bring up, though, whenever translations and, metaphoricals get brought into it. What kind of what read-through is there of, hey man, go up that mountain and kill your son? He gets up there and then it's like, it was a prank.
That's okay. Go tell AI to rewrite the whole Bible in Gen Z.
Yeah, it would definitely be something to the effect of what I just said. It's a prank.
It's a prank, bro. Quit capping.
I've never been able to read into that one as anything other than just a weird story. The moral of it never... You gotta have faith. That's a weird amount of faith to have.
On what? Which one?
To go kill my son?
Oh, yeah. That is a rough one. No matter which way you spin it, that's a rough one. But you also gotta understand, like I said, if you really want to break down the Bible, do you know that's exactly what the story was? You don't.
Right.
And I don't care what anybody says, you don't know that that's the exact story. Now, I do get the expression of faith. But I don't want to get into that conversation right here, right now.
To go back to it is education.
Education. Get your education. Read the Bible. Read the law.
I was going more on the, like I said earlier.
Read everything you can get your hands on.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where that money comes from, athletics or whatever. If it's video games, hey, back in my day, y'all may or may not know this or may or not have heard this, but back in my day when the video games, everybody's knocking them and stuff like that, and I was in the industry for a very long time, they were recruiting like that war games type back in the
Warframe?
80s, 90s, the war game.
A war game.
What's his name?
See, that's old enough. I don't even know what
Roderick or whatever. they actually were finding people that could do extremely well on video games,
Be good at stuff.
and then recruiting them to do the stuff like they're doing now, where you're just sitting in a room
Doing
and
the
you're
same shit.
flying a plane
The
that is
drone.
really flying. Yeah, the drones and stuff. Yeah,
So there's
that
drones.
started way back then.
Well, the FS1 driver. Did you hear about that? So there's a what game is it that's the most accurate racing game thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Forza?
Is it Forza? So if you have a 100% accurate emulator where you're actually driving and doing all this stuff in it, Forza had guaranteed a professional job for those people. And he is. He's professional. He's good, too, in it. He's good as
I
fuck.
saw that.
They said if you beat this one thing that was supposedly unbeatable. But I feel like that's probably good for this segment.
Sounds like y'all are dealing with the cold front coming in. I don't want to keep y'all freezing for too much longer. Rebel, our senior NFL correspondent, it's been a pleasure to have you, man.
Hey, I had a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, man.
Anytime, man. You've got an open spot. Anytime you want to pop in for a segment, any NFL questions we have going forward, you're the correspondent. You've got it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Officially locked in as our NFL correspondent. We have to get a little segment going on there.
All right, Vibe. I guess I'll catch you on the next one, man. This has been Adjust Accordingly. Follow me on Twitch, DankyKong710.
Make sure and like and subscribe, turn on notifications, give us a couple comments on what you thought about the conversations. Definitely comment your favorite NFL team down below and tell me why my favorite team is worse than yours. I love that kind of debate. We'll do it all day long. Also, we're going to start adding comments and stuff of y'all's responses into our videos, so that way we can get y'all
Fan dialogue.
get y'all in on it as well, because I feel like that's the best. You're the best part of what we do, obviously. Also, you can follow me on Twitch at yada13 YADDA 13, and y'all have a great one. This has been Adjust Accordingly.
Remember to do so.
So that was a southern racist earthworm.
Full disclosure, no refund on non-cocksucking abilities.
There's your jingle bell.
Alright, look. So Renegade Vibe, look at it. Sit back, relax, absorb these scenes. The show with most important things. And bust no matter what, you must adjust accordingly. Such that some is that when I'm on top of colors. And it opens from the worship scenes. See, Bruce was ever practice. Sit back, relax, absorb these scenes. The show with most important things. And bust no matter what, you must adjust accordingly.
Yeah, you are old. No. That's true, but that's not what I said. I said if you're still trying to roll, but I feel like it's 9:39. I don't know if you knew that.
On top
And
of
I'm
that, I am
fucking
kind of
cold. Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like that is enough for sure. That's more than some of the other episodes with good shit. And then we'll go to the anime shit with you. Sorry, what were you saying, man? I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just telling my dad what was up.
I was saying I'm kind of out of topics anyway.
No, you're not. You're just getting sleepy.
No, I had that NCAA one. I thought that was pretty good.
Cheers, bud. All right, we can do a sign off here, and then we can go get the little bit of whatever else. I don't know. There was a lot of random content, but we do need at least 15 to 20 minutes
Are you
going.
gonna smoke that or you not?
Not tonight.
So what I'm gonna do?
Are you 100% sure? I feel like a solid NFL episode. One episode doesn't have to be. Because my only thought is just completely random new fucking energy and topic at the very end of an episode. That's kind of odd, man.
Well, just an outside suggestion is can't you on? Well, I know you can, but
Well, let's just
I
do
don't
a
know how long
sign
you
off.
gotta be it. But can't you make them different episodes and then you're adding in some of the stuff that y'all are talking about or something?
Yeah, well, what we're trying to do is add. I'm trying to stay at the 115 or higher rank because that's where I was told the best window is.
Hour and 15?
An hour and 15 to an hour and 45 minutes are the best. I'm not Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm going to stick in the sweet pocket between an hour and 15 and an hour and 45. But we should at least do a sign off right now, and then we can figure that part out after we're not in the freezing cold. So
Alright,
if you
I
want
feel like that's...
Wait, hold
I hate
on.
when you
Like
do
at least...
that.
Well, he has to know what's going on, man. You're acting like he's been a part of every podcast or something. So he's going to basically do the same thing he did with the intro and wrap it up. And then I'm going to tell you the same thing, and then you're going to say something like, thanks for having me, whatever the fuck kind of deal. And it's just simple as it goes. All right. Just a little precedence because you don't want them freezing up, man. God damn.
I think you're the only one freezing.
Pretty damn cold, bro. He's cold as shit right now. He's colder than me, I guarantee it. That's how I know we gotta go.